Hey, it's Dena Maddie with Today I Will Be Fit. We are going to do a full body workout that really focuses on your core, but also helps the lower back, works your legs and your upper body as well. So basically all around. It's going to be great. We're just going to go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm going to have you guys start out on all fours and make sure that your shoulders are on top of your wrists and that your knees and your hips are in line. And we're just going to start with alternating touches. So your left arm and your right leg are going to be out. You're going to bring that elbow in and touch your knee and come back out again. And then switch. So your right arm and your left foot, bring that into a crunch and then back out. We're just going to alternate that. Make sure that your core is braced in tight and you try to bring your leg up into a parallel to the floor position. Flexing my foot and bringing them into touch that knee to your elbow and back. Make sure you're breathing this whole time. Flex that foot, bring it back down. We're gonna work on that lower back. It's gonna make sure you're nice and strong and help prevent pain and strengthening at the same time. Make sure to squeeze your butt when you're flexing that foot out. Try to bring that leg parallel if you can when you're reaching. And then crunch. And then we're gonna take a little 10-second break, okay? So shake it out. And then we're gonna get back into all fours. Ready? Back into all fours and take that left leg out. We're gonna do just small circles. You wanna try to keep your hips facing down. So what people wanna do is open up that hip. What I want you to do is try to keep that hip level with the other one. Now, alternate and switch sides you're making the circle on. This is gonna work your glutes. You know, everybody wants those nice glutes, right? Make sure to breathe right here. Try to keep everything as level as possible. And small, smooth, controlled movements. And switch to the other direction. Bring it back. It's gonna take a little bit of coordination, balance, and gonna burn out that butt. And we're gonna do the next side. Reach back into a child's pose. And then come back up to tabletop. And reach that other foot out and start with circles. They don't have to be too wide, just make sure that they're controlled. And my biggest focus is to make sure that that hip is down. We do not want any elevated hips. We want to try to keep it nice and flat. And go ahead and switch the side, switch sides that you're doing your circle on. We gotta make everything even with the left and right? And make sure to breathe. Shoulders back and down, core engaged. Squeeze your butt, flex your foot, and switch sides one more time. Circle it. I hope you feel it in your glutes. You should, that's the idea. I know I feel it. Make sure to breathe. And then take that foot down and roll out your shoulders and rest, okay? So our next exercise is really, really fun. Most people know what downward dog is. So I want you to get down on your elbows and bring your hips up into that downward dog position. This is simply push up and back down. Push up into downward dog, back down into dolphin. Up, down, up, down. Make sure to breathe. If this is difficult, you can also put your knees on the ground, but I know you're gonna work through it with me. Now switch left, right, up, down. Make sure to breathe. This is a nice shoulder exercise. It's gonna work your back and your core if you keep that in tight. And breathe. And knees down. Roll your shoulders back. So this next exercise is going to be a really fun side plank modification. So you can go to the full expression of side plank if you'd like, or go down onto your elbow, or even to your knee, whatever makes sense to you. So take that arm out and then reach it underneath and come up. Reach it and come up. If you want to make this harder, then take off that knee. Try to keep that hip lifted up off the ground. Or you can work on an elbow, you can drop a knee. This is modifiable for all levels. You can also go up on one arm if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge. But try to keep your shoulder over your elbow. Those are the main points. And then, other side. We get a little bit of a break. And decide your position. And come up. Bring that arm up and wrap it underneath. We're working that rotational core. Helps with stabilization and balance. If you want to make it harder, challenge yourself. This is the harder variation. Or drop a knee. You can always make it easier. Just make sure you do it. Dropping back down to an elbow and your knee. This is what this looks like. Everything is modifiable. Make sure to breathe in on the way up. Exhale when you crunch. In and exhale. Inhale and exhale. I don't know about you, but I'm working up a little bit of a sweat. I'm definitely feeling this. Drop your hip and bring your feet out in front of you and your fingers facing towards your heels, and bring that butt up. We're going to do a reach, alternating. So take that left arm up and across. Right arm up and across. Try to bring those hips up and squeeze those glutes on the way up. You can also do this as a bridge if your wrists are hurting. You can do something like that. Don't hurt your wrists. Or you can do the full expression and reach and squeeze the glutes on the way up. Breathe and squeeze. Try to reach towards the back of the room with control. Make sure that you maintain control during all of these exercises. And we are going to take a little break and scoot your booty a little bit further down the mat. Lay flat, yeah. You got it right. I said to lay down. And we're gonna alternate your left foot up with your right hand, and then your right foot with your left hand. Just alternating toe touches, slow and controlled. Breathe. We're getting into some real nice core work right here. Inhale and exhale the way down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale. Make sure to keep that leg straight and that foot flexed. Try to keep a small bend in your knee, but mostly straight. And flex that foot. Up. Reach. Can you get any higher? And then take a little break. All right, are you guys ready? I know everybody loves abs. It's everybody's favorite thing. So put your arms down and bring your feet to the air. for reverse crunch. Breathe. Try to touch your foot when you go down. Almost hover it, but don't touch the ground. And come back up. That makes it a little bit more challenging. If you'd like, you can bring your feet down and then come up. But I challenge you to keep your heels a little bit lifted. It works that core just a little bit more. Breathe. And up. And we'll take a nice little break. Breathe. This next exercise has modifications. We are doing a V-sit hold. So you want your back to be nice and straight. And option one is just to keep your hands by your knees and keep your shins parallel to the ground. And if you'd like to straighten your legs, you can do that too. And the next level up is to remove your hands. I want to make sure that your back is straight, so don't sacrifice lifting up your legs if your back is rounded. So take whatever modification you want to. Your legs should probably start shaking just a little bit. I know mine are. You can also remove your hands and make a little added challenge. Try to keep your feet together and breathe. Are you guys breathing? Make sure you're breathing. And back down on the ground for more work on our lower abdominals. Bring your feet to the ceiling, point your toes, and slowly scissor kick all the way down, and then bring them back up. This is one of my favorite core exercises because it also works your legs and it's really, really hard. So if this is tough and you like a modification, you can bend your knees slightly. It helps. Or go all the way to the ground and rest and then come back up. And then rest and then back down. Or you can just do it continually all the way through. This is a modification. Are you guys feeling it yet? Heck yeah. All right, now you should start feeling that in your lower back just a little bit. We are going to do one more version of the V, where we're going to do a V up. Now the modification is like I showed you with the bent knees. And you can also straighten your legs and try to do the harder version. Just make sure whichever version you do, try to keep a straight back and try to keep it slow and controlled. Keep your feet together and breathe. You guys feeling it yet? Where's that break, they say? Try it, they said. It'd be fun, they said. You can keep going. We're getting close to finished, I promise. And just stretch out your abs and relax, because you know what's coming. And get on your stomach for the next exercise. This is gonna feel really good after those V-ups. So stretch your arms out overhead and stretch your legs back. And we're going to alternate lifting up our left hand and our right foot. So here we go. So left arm, right foot, and then right arm, left leg. And you wanna keep your gaze down. You don't wanna stretch your neck too much. So just keep your gaze slightly forward, squeezing that butt, This works the lower back, which will help if you have any sort of lower back pain. So inhale on the way up, exhale down. Breathe and squeeze those glutes. Make sure to point your toes and reach with your arms. I know this doesn't feel like much, but you are strengthening your lower back, which will help with posture, which will help with injury and prevention of injuries, and strengthening if you have any existing injuries. So go ahead and stay right here to a nice little Cobra Stretch back. And then we're gonna get into planks, because everybody loves planks, right? So you can either do these modified on your knees, but if you're on your knees, you're gonna need to be still on a diagonal, okay? Or you can go up on your feet. Just take one hand in front of the other and reach, reach. You can drop your knees if that makes it easier. I just wanna make sure that your hips are not going like this, okay? None of that. So try to keep your hips straight. And if you wanna make this more challenging, then you can come up off those knees, and it makes it more challenging to keep the hips level. Or come back. Either way, it's a good workout. And it strengthens your lower back, your shoulders, and your arms all at once. Isn't that awesome? Don't forget to breathe and take a deep breath. The next one is gonna be a plank too. Oh, I know. So you can either be in full plank position, or you can be on your elbows and take your feet outside the mat and back in, and alternate. So first, left foot out, and then right foot out. Try to keep your hips level with this one as well. So here we go. Out, out, in, switch. Out, in, out, and in. How's that feel? You can always drop. Or if this is too challenging, you can also alternate on your knees. But I implore you to try as hard as you can. There we go. Almost done. Don't worry. We're getting close. Do you feel it? Do you feel good? All right. Get back into that plank position. And this is basically just a plank hold here for, I'm not going to tell you how long, you just have to do it. So this is the original plank position, making sure that your elbows are stacked on top of your wrists. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together, back and down, and squeeze your butt, squeeze your core. If you'd like to drop your knees, I still want to see that core activated, and I want to see that lean. I don't want to see this. This is not working a plank. This is still a plank. Or you can go on your elbows, just making sure to keep that tight formation. Really like squeeze your butt, actually. And don't forget to breathe. You guys breathing? And drop all the way to the ground. And then we're gonna do one more little exercise, and then we're gonna stretch out. How does that sound? So get back into your plank position, and we're gonna reach back into a downward dog, and then come up, and then bring it back to a downward dog. So these are like little dives. You can also go on your knees and do this as well, where you dive underneath, push up, and then do the exact reverse of what you just did. It is a really good upper body workout. And don't forget to breathe. And back down. Dive through, push up, and then come back down. Now drop all the way to your stomach, and we're gonna do a few stretches for a cool down. But how do you guys feel? I hope you liked that little core exercise / full body workout. So for our cool down, we're gonna start by flipping over on your back. And I want you to stretch overhead as much as you can. Reach your arms up, reach your toes in the opposite direction. And then bring your knees into your chest. Slowly rocking left and right, because you did a good lower back workout in there too. Take one leg down, take this right knee or whichever knee you have, and just move it back and forth in that hip joint. Really stretching out, squeezing in, bringing it towards your armpit, bring it back around over your body, and reaching your head in the opposite direction. Gives you a nice stretch here in the side body and in that IT band a little bit, the top and the glute. Bring it back, bring that opposite leg back, and then switch legs. Just moving, try to keep your flat leg nice and stable. Keep it engaged and keep that hip down. So stretch, and then take your knee in the opposite direction and look opposite the way your knee is pointing. Take a few deep breaths. And then with control, come back to center. Bring your knees in and congratulate yourself for a job well done. Stretch back one more time, reaching your hands and feet in opposite directions. Stretch over to the right, back to center. Exhale, stretch over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And bend your knees, take your hands behind your knees and slowly come up. How do you guys feel? So core work you can do 3 times a week, if not more. You definitely want to do this at least twice a week because your core is one of the most important parts of your body. And this also gets some of the other muscle groups too. We've got the legs, we've got some arms. So it's basically a really good full body workout, helps in strength and a little bit of cardiovascular. So I really hope you guys come back and join me next time. Thank you so much for working out with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to join me on WellnessPLUS, where you can stream videos just like this to any device and work out with me anywhere.